Hello there, and I hope you're all fine and well and blessed. Once again, I'm going to apologize. It's a Monday morning and there's a lot of movement around me. I cannot be held responsible for that. It's dustbin day, so you'll have dogs and everything going ballistic. But I hope you're well, and thank you once again for all the people that has shared and subscribed to our little channel, growing channel, surprisingly. Thank you very much for your patronage. Folks, let's carry on with 3SA, and the first thing I want to ask you today is, what is your contingency plan in time of trouble? Let's take the emotions away, all our emotions. Let's put this aside. Let's put the deck of cards that has been dealt for us on the table. Let's look at what's going on, and let's look each other in the eye honestly and say, right, we are currently in deep trouble. We have a government that's been compromised, police, justice system, you name it. And things will not get much better in the near future. So we have to start planning and to become part of a plan that is feasible. And this is what 3SA wants to bring forth, and we ask you if you find this to be a reasonable plan to become part of this. It's a very simple plan. Now, for any organization or any structure to work properly, your main pillar is communication. Now, I've spoken to you in the previous two videos, YouTube clips about 3SA, what is our goals with the safe houses, what we want to focus on, and what we want to put up. Remember, the house must be off-grid, everything must be there. But here comes the glitch. Here comes a very important part of the safe house. Remember, the safe houses being manned by veterans. These are people who's got experience, people who's been around the block quite a few times, and they've got various tasks to fulfill. One of these tasks is to become, as one can call it, social butterflies. They need to interact with everyone on the ground, whether it's school, creches, clubs, security firms, police firms. They need to be present. They need to see that these people are there representing an organization that cares. But as things fall apart, most contingency plans that was in place, just like the rest, has fallen apart. It is up to us that we come together, people with the same values, and make a collective effort to bring plans like this back to life. And this is the model, and this is how we can use it. Right, so I'm going to give you something to ponder on, and I would like you to use this concept and apply it to the area you're in. And if you can see the benefits of this, please leave a comment. It is actually very simple. Right, and here's the simplicity part of it. Communication. We are all dependent on our cell phones. What happens if we have prolonged load shedding, or even the grid goes down? What are we going to do? How long will the batteries, if there's still batteries left in that cell phone towers, how long will they last? I've got friends all over the show, and it's becoming more and more difficult to communicate. So what we have to do is we have to look at something that is viable and something that works. And that, my dear friends, is a simple solution. It's called radios, two-way radios. Two-way radios, at the end of the day, you will find is very inexpensive. We can build networks around these various safe houses. And what we have in mind is for a veteran to man a control room. Now, in this specific control room, I want you to think about this. Think about the logic behind this. And I want the critical thinkers to really ponder about this. In this control room, we want to create three tiers of connectivity, or three radio channels basically. Tier 1, for those of you who knows a little bit about the two-way radio world, I'll give you a brief description. The first thing we want to do is to have the amateur radio operators to come forward. These guys, they live for it. This is their passion. This is their hobby. And some of them even make, sorry for scratching my nose, it's just very hot and humid, so I'm sweating. I know I've got a lot of people saying I must do this and this, but I've got no script, I've got no director, no one likes it. It's me, I and myself, so, and the dogs. So, I apologize for that. But let's come back to the radio room. Tier 1 is we want to create a ham radio system. The operators in that control room must be trained, and training is necessary for them to obtain the necessary licenses to use these radios. Now, what does ham do? It's a very high altitude frequency they use, and people use these systems to communicate across the globe. Now think for yourself, if we have various houses across South Africa, how easy it is to connect these houses using the ham radio system. So automatically step 1 is you have a global connectivity. So if there's trouble, whether it's a natural disaster, whatever the case may be, remember our safe houses, or the aim of it is to have the safe houses off the grid, to have power on these radios. So we can communicate and say, listen, this is town, for instance, Bridgetown, for argument's sake, we've got a natural disaster, we've got veld fires, or we've got floods, or whatever the case may be, and the other houses in the area and communities can respond. Apart from that, is we have created a radio network which can work, because if things go down, as I said before, your cell phone towers go down, how do people communicate? Tier 2 is something that was very unique, and I hope some of these systems are still in place. Back in the days, it was called CD, or Jolly Delta System, Civil Defense System. This is where a radio system exists where the various authorities were connected to, like your ambulance services, your fire, your traffic or metro, your police and roadwork. All these people were connected via a radio network system, so they could communicate. But if you live in an area or in a suburb or a town, wherever you live, and that doesn't exist, it can be implemented. It is fairly simple. For example, a base radio which you can tie down into your vehicle. It's got a nice long aerial. You've got a reach of about 25 kilometers. This is without repeaters, and I'm not going to go into much technical data about this. It is in the vicinity of 1.5 to 2,000 rand to purchase a set like this. Little hand radios, small little hand radios. There's deals where you can buy four of them for 800 rand, 200 rand a hand radio. You can't even buy a cell phone for that price, but yet you can communicate. All you need to do is charge this thing, and you can use a little solar panel to do that. Communication. So tier 2 is your civil defense, where the house, your 3SA house, will then interlink with your various police, traffic, metro services, government services, if they are willing to partake. And I cannot see that they will not partake. Its invention is to bring people together. It's people with the same values working towards the same goal, to making areas safer. And I'm sure if you come up with a idea like this in your area, your town, your state, people will actually receive it with open arms, because it's a way forward. Now this is where things get interesting. It's tier 3. And tier 3 is where the community interlinks with each other. This is where we want, once again, sweating, where you get your security companies, you get prominent people in your area, for instance, your spiritual leaders or community leaders, Rotary Club, whoever you identify as a person that is there for the interest of the community and there to assist the community. We can go out and give them a hand radio, a simple hand radio. All you have to do is put it on, and we will teach them how to use a hand radio correctly, using different codes in certain languages, radio procedures, and things can be sorted out very quickly. And this radio network, once again, if you've got a town or whatever the case may be, is the technology is there. We've got the people, we've got the skills to go out there and erect some repeaters and receivers, meaning that the footprint of a radio, the receiving area can be opened much wider. Now you can have a central, let's say, control room where your various block watches, your security companies, your farm patrols, your urban, rural, informal settlement, all these patrols can talk to each other. Think forward, people. This is solutions, because all of us with the same values is going to work towards the same goal. And if there's problems, we can address it quickly. I mean, everybody can respond. It is all about communication and working together. And as I said before, and I'm going to keep on saying, I'm going to drill this into your head, we must start fighting each other. We must start fighting for each other, and this is how we're going to do this. It is for us to collaborate, for us to come together. It's people with the same value, irrespective of what is your race, your gender, your religion. It doesn't matter who you are. If you want to contribute to your community, this is the platform to do it. And we want these ringheads, these critical thinkers, to come together. And this is where you formulate plans. Now, if we can, by simply doing this small little gesture, being part of it, and everybody partake in it, and we all work together on a radio channel, think of the possibilities going forward. Everybody in the community can then contribute the fight against crime. For example, I have a friend whose brother is a elected member of one of the town councils here in Gauteng, and what happens is, as soon as the power goes down with load shedding, the people in the informal settlement, they go into a patrol mode, because they know if they don't patrol their areas, the cables will be stolen. So get off this horse that it's them and us. It is us. We are all in the ship together. And the sooner we learn to work together, the better it will be for us going forward. We need to get something in place. If the structure falls, and I'm one of those people that are totally convinced that the total government structure is not far from falling apart in total. So we will need to help each other and pick each other up. Just think about what I've said just now. If we can have people working together, whether it's your block watch, your farm patrol, your rural patrol, your aunt in the corner that's got the nose in everybody's business, it's good. Partake in this initiative. And as I said to you, once you've bought your radio, once it's up, there is no monthly, you don't have to buy data or everything. Even if the grid falls, there's ways and means that we can improve this. We can put solar system, make sure that the people don't steal it. Put your receivers up high. And as long as you've got sun or little wind turbine that can power the system, we've got communication. Imagine a world, it is your imagination only, how far we can take this. If you stay in your community and people communicate, even your local taxi ranks, because everybody's got the same problem. It is not unique, it is not targeted because you white and you black and you colored and this. We all got the same problem. We all suffer under the same things. We all suffer under crime. We all suffer under load shedding. But if we can stand together, if we can work together, these problems can be solved. There's 110 other different solutions that can also be. I'm a technician, and when I'm telling you, some of the solutions is very, very simple. If you, for instance, have a big distribution center for electricity or DB boxes or whatever the case may be, and yeah, when load shedding kicks in, people come and they strip it apart. Little bit of initiative. We can put up CCTV cameras there, running off cells. Make sure that it is secure, and we can have live footage on what's going on. Now, just for a second thing, where people constantly steal the transformers, if we can have eyes and ears on what's going on there, and we see that the culprits is coming to steal, and we can notify, listen, everyone, the taxi boys, the rural patrol, farm patrol, everyone, let's respond. Imagine the results that can be achieved. Just what I'm asking is, people, get off your horse. Now, if you take all of this and you collaborate on all these thoughts, all the training that is there, and we want to train everybody in the community, not just a certain group or race. No, Training should be available for everyone, because at the end of the day we need to work together. We need to train together to work in a safe environment. And we've got the expertise, we've got the people, we've got the material freely available. All what we're asking is people for the willingness to partake. If we can all work together, we can make this a fantastic, great country, and we can look after each other. It's as simple as that. It is a simple solution. If we all have this, if we all have received training, we all know what to look for. We all on the radio system, we can communicate. We've got backups. We start thinking forward. We use the safe houses as a collection point for natural disasters, maybe blankets or food or tents or whatever the case may be, a chainsaw, stuff that is always a problem to find. We can react to problems, we can solve it. It is a community-driven idea. It is for the people, by the people, as simple as that. And we've got people that can control it. It is not. This is what 3SA is all about. It is going forward. It is a business plan for people to work together. Has it been successful? Yes. But we need to widen our scope and our vision and our horizons with this. We need to get everybody on board and start working forward. Now, just for 1 second, take all of what I've said to you now and apply that. Your training, your communication, your cooperation between all the elements, all the areas in your area where you stay, all your patrols. Then we've got a fighting chance of combating human traffic. Not just human trafficking, we can combat everything. Willingness, heart. And these people are called Patriots. People that love their country and people that love the people in their country. Patriots, it is time to rise. We need to stand together. If you have liked what I've said to you, please remember, same old drill, like it, share it, subscribe, make sure that you get your notification icon bell. Our next program is we're going to step up to Operation Respect. And I promise you, in the end of the next episode, the chance that I will be politic enemy number 1 is about 200%. Because what I've got to say might shook or shake a few oaks out of the tree. Thank you once again for your support. Next episode, the gloves is coming off. It is time to look at the realistic solution and to carve the way forward together in South Africa. Thank you once again. Remember, like it, share it, subscribe. Thank you very, very much. And hopefully by Wednesday, by the grace of God, we will see each other again. Go and have an awesome day. But think of what I've said. You will find all the linkage, all the info, and hopefully we will have our website running up of 3SA very, very soon. Fortunately, financial constraints, it is part of the game. But think what I had to say. Let's work together. Let's make South Africa great again. Cheers.